Okay, so buongiorno everyone. I mean everyone, I don't think anybody's in here right now. I'm gonna add Danielle. Oh no, there's a lot of people. Hello everyone, how are you? Oh my God, I did
Hi!
it! Can you believe that I did this?
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Marina.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Always,
I, I put on my pink polka dotted shirt today.
I love it. I love it. I need to make an effort. I'm gonna start making an effort.
It's okay. You don't have to. You look gorgeous all the time. I just want to start wearing clothes that I haven't been able to wear in my closet for the last year.
Know what? This morning I went to test and I met Barrett and she was wearing a cool coat and boots and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing that. So from now on, when I go testing, I'm gonna dress up.
You do, though, sometimes. You showed up in that gorgeous Italian coat you have.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, once. Other than
It's
that,
stunning. I
yeah,
mean, you could
thank
put
you.
it. What?
Other than that, my regular outfit.
I do. You're always comfy.
Yeah.
But I love it. Um, but yeah, Barrett's always looking absolutely on point with her wardrobe every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And she puts things together that I just don't expect sometimes. I'm like, I would never have thought that they looked good together. And she makes it
But
happen.
on her, they look great.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It's one of those frustrating things that you're like, damn it.
I want that too. I want to look good in that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she says you can, and then I try on her clothes and I'm like, see, it doesn't work.
I don't believe. I don't
Well,
believe.
how are you? How we're back to work.
We're back to
We
work.
haven't started filming yet, but where the show is back.
Yep. I actually did something yesterday without you, believe it or not. But we can really talk about it. It's like a fun surprise thing.
Stop it. I think I know what scene you shot yesterday. I didn't even know. Well, that's a good tease for the episodes that are coming up. Um, do you want me to address the comments that everyone left last time, the box?
Yes. Yeah.
We both wanted to say thank you to everyone that submitted. I'm what might have been 1,000 responses to that box. Like, but it just kept single. Every single person that submitted an idea of what we should do or thought, I read it, we read it, they were amazing. Thank you for submitting them. It sounds like the biggest thing you guys want to hear about is our hair and makeup routines. And then after that comes mental health issues and happiness and dealing with COVID, travel, and what else was there? Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. I think
Were
it
those
was
the main four?
the comments we got. Obviously, some stuff related to the show.
Yes,
That we're gonna probably sprinkle here and there.
of
And then
course.
yeah, I think that was it.
There were some good ones too that we might have to follow through with, but we'll see if they can work. Is you teaching me how to cook something?
That one actually. I love that one.
I love that one.
Yeah, 11 o'clock in the morning, what can we cook? I
I
mean,
mean,
make something up. Like a
it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
right, exactly. This is
Uh,
another thing. In Italy, we never have dinner at 5. Dinner is
it's
at
late.
9. At 5, you have cookies and milk or whatever, like a snack.
I love that the snack is cookies and milk in Italy. I
I think
think
everybody's in Italy snack, but yeah, I love cookies.
I learned the late dinner thing from Alberto when he was on
Yeah,
the show because we would all go out to dinner and stuff, and he'd be like, we'd schedule something for like 6:30. He's like, "What's wrong with you guys? Don't you guys eat at 8?"
old people, your grandparents or something.
Yeah. Um,
That's fine.
well, what'd you say?
Nothing.
Did you want to touch on anything related to any of those topics? Did you want to talk about how we've been coping with COVID and maybe some tips on what other people can do, since that seemed to be a really big, I didn't realize how much people, I mean, I knew we'd had our struggles and everyone around me had our struggles, but I don't know why it didn't click that of course everyone's dealt with it different ways and had struggles, and kind of see
Yeah.
how we coped with it all.
Yeah, and I feel like there's like different struggles for different situations. Like my whole family is a lot of miles away. So my whole family is in Italy, and they all have their little core group, so they all have kids and husband or wife, and I feel like but that comes with a struggle too. I feel like there isn't one situation that is super easy. Like sometimes it's easy because you're like forced to live with somebody 24/7, and even though you love them, it's like, oh my God, you're driving me insane. Other times the struggle is because you're alone and you're like, I want to hug a stranger, somebody. I just need like a physical touch. But I feel like the main thing is that I and you both been very lucky because we haven't been negatively affected, aside from like obviously the struggles of everyday life, but everybody in our family is healthy and is well, and we haven't lost anybody close to us. But yeah, I feel like for me, a big discovery for 2020 was walks. I've always, I mean, even walk
Where are your walks though? I think is the most important thing.
everywhere. So I just walk 20 minutes to get a coffee just because
Yeah.
I need a mission. And sometimes I just walk listening to a podcast. But I feel like when I feel my anxiety bubbling up and I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna cry, I just walk. And sometimes I cry during my walk, but
Which
because
is fine.
yeah, and I feel like it's good to let it out. And um before I was like, I think I'm going crazy, and now I'm like, you know what, it's a hard time for everybody, so having a little good cry every now and then, it's just therapeutic. And
It
so
is.
yeah, my thing. What has been yours?
Well, I mean, it was a roller coaster ride because we've never been through something like this. And you know me, I'm like go, go, go 100 miles an hour all the time. And so to all of a sudden be on this kind of like, you can't go anywhere because there's nowhere to go. And to be safe, you need to stay indoors. And
Yeah.
I'm such a big hugger, such a big hugger. So that was, I remember, with my family, it was a little different because they're family. So I'm allowed to, I was like hugging them and able to touch them. But it was when we got back to work.
Mm,
um when was that? Yeah, when we got back to work, I like struggled for that first full episode where I was just so depressed because I was like, I can't touch anyone. And now it's kind of gotten to the thing where we dance or we clap or whatever to say hi,
yeah,
which still does something. But physical touch was so hard for me at first, and not being able to go out and do things, and then trying to figure out what to fill the time with.
right.
Like, and I went through lulls where I was like, I have nothing to do. I don't want to do anything, and being angry and being upset and having to go outside and just enjoy the morning or make coffee. Oh my God,
Yeah,
it was an up and down situation, but also just letting myself sit in that some days, like waking up and being like, okay, today's just an off day.
yeah,
So I'm going to do the bare minimum. I'm going to do some things that make me happy.
right.
I like cooking, so maybe that'll make me happy, or at least testing things out,
No,
to see what would help my mood. What'd you say?
right. No, exactly. No, that's perfect. And I
Yeah.
feel like, have you picked up any new hobbies throughout the year? Any crazy or happened something that you probably dropped?
I think one of them. I tried cross stitching. I think I addressed that on Instagram too, where like I bought it, and me and Jake Burrell even talked about it, and I was trying my best to
So
like
good
get
at
it.
it.
What?
Jake is amazing at it. He's
Oh,
actually
he's
thinking,
amazing. Everything he can do, everything DIY, and like
yeah,
is such a crafts, arts and crafts person. And I'm
yeah,
trying to be, but it's really hard because, yeah, it's just hard. But cross stitching wasn't for me. I did it, I completed it, but it
yeah.
wasn't for me. Always loved puzzles. So I've done a ton of puzzles. I think puzzles has been a big thing for a lot of people. Not for you. You think I'm crazy every time I say that.
It's like watching paint dry. Why? I don't get it.
No, I love it. And like,
Fishing is like one of those things that I would never be drawn to. I just don't get it.
I wonder, I want to ask, are you guys into puzzles? Yes or no in the comments? I really want to know, like, if it's because I feel like around me, like my best friend Macy, she's been doing a ton of puzzles during
Hi.
quarantine. I've been doing puzzles. Like, Barrett got me a puzzle. She likes puzzles. Gray got me a puzzle. He likes puzzles. So it's one of the, yes. So I got a yes. Is anyone not into puzzles? Let us know in the comments. What?
There's a lot of yeses. I just got one no.
I saw the no.
Up. I love puzzles. Okay, I'm a minority.
No, I don't think a minority. It's just I wonder if it's like, is it how we're raised? Like
Probably.
1,500 piece puzzles. That's a big puzzle. I think I've only done 1,000 piece during the break. Although, should I show you the globe I did with Gray? Gray got me a puzzle and I did.
Yeah.
Should I show it to you? Okay, I'll be right back. It's right here.
going to 2 rooms away. Love puzzle. No, I know, right?
I
No,
can't hear you.
no, they're so boring. I agree, they're so boring. Nothing. Conversation with the comments.
Look, this is a puzzle.
Oh, wow. How
This
do
is
you?
the one that Gray got me.
Okay, that's I've never seen one of those. Do
Neither
you do
have I.
something with it after, or you just keep it?
I mean, there's a little stand that it goes on,
Okay.
and I can present it on Instagram. Um, it was a lot of fun to do, though. I feel like it's so therapeutic for me. I want it. So I want it. I'll try and get Gray to send me the link so I can, because I know
Yeah,
everyone that's seen it in the house has been like, I want that.
I can't. I can't.
It was fun. It was a lot
It's
of
so
fun. Anyway, so I've done a lot of puzzles. But meditation was a big talk about mental health. If anyone is worried or really, really depressed, I swear meditation has helped. And it's not, and no one tells you that it's hard at first. Do you meditate, Stefania?
uh, I do, but I feel like walks for me are better. I
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, you can, like walk, and doing anything that your mind off of the craziness of daily life, it is a
Okay.
meditation. So walking can have the same benefits as meditating, and for me is a lot more therapeutic than just sitting down. But yeah, I used to do it a lot, and then I replaced it with walking.
Yeah.
I
That
love
makes
doing
sense.
it.
It was a big, and it was, a couple friends that I've told to do it were struggling at first. We're like, this is miserable. I hate this. And I was like, it is at first. You've got to like, the first couple sessions, you just kind of give yourself enough, you know, enough of a break and say, okay, these first couple sessions of or first week or two of meditating is going to be tough where I'm sitting there and the person keeps telling me to quiet in my mind. And
Yeah,
I'm like, shut up.
exactly. I get super frustrated at the voice. It has to have like the right tone of voice, the right accent. Because otherwise, like, I'm like, "Ah!"
Yep.
Opposite result. But yeah, actually talking about meditation, I a very big discovery for me was this podcast called Expanded,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I usually listen to when I go on my walks, and I it's very uh, kind of like science based manifesting kind of,
Ah,
and exactly, so it's not like based on whatever on Friday air, which frustrates me usually, but it's based on science and scientific like techniques that you can apply to your everyday life to kind of
yeah.
manifest what you want in life. And that's been a big thing for me in 2020, and I've been doing that a lot. So if you guys are struggling with this kind of stuff and you want to pick up a new podcast, it's called Expanded by Lacey Phillips. I have notes so already because I forget things.
No, you kind of have to, and especially us because we always go off topic whenever we go live. So we keep, just so everyone knows, like when we're not always like, so we've got to stick to some sort of like
So like there has to be
structure.
a structure, exactly.
Yeah,
What
because we're so bad and we just go off tangent.
any book that stood out or anything that was particularly helpful or
Yeah, Self-Compassion by is it Kristen or Christine? Kristen. I think it's Kristen Neff. I talked about it a couple months ago too. It was recommended to me by my therapist early on during the quarantine pandemic and stuff because I've always struggled a lot with like loving myself and self-compassion and all that, like having
mm,
like being able to give myself a break and not be so difficult and hard on myself all the time. So that was really good for me. So I recommended it to my sister, my friend Janelle, like a couple of my friends I've recommended it to, and they seem to like it as well, but it made a huge impact on me where I was able to finally like kind of go over this little hump that I had where I was like, I need to like be okay with minor little, even big failures, but like, and not
right,
be so hard on myself and love my body, which I've then like told other people. Cause I mean, as women, I think we're so
yeah,
hard on our bodies.
yeah,
That
but
was another one. It was us talking about like health and fitness. In the future, one of these days, we'll do a live about all that stuff. But
okay,
yeah, that was.
what is the thing that you missed the most in 2020? I think it's the same for both of us
I think
aside.
it's the travel.
Yeah.
I mean, yours, I'm sure, especially too, because your family. I mean, you're not even getting to travel to see your family, and I know that was really hard for you during the holidays.
Yeah.
which I'm sure a lot of people have dealt with. I have friends that are up in Canada too that couldn't leave, that are filming up there and didn't get to come down to see their families, or their families even come to them.
Yeah.
So,
That's the thing. Where is the first place you're gonna travel to as soon as you're able to?
oh, I really, and I know it's gonna sound weird, but been trying to go to Iceland for what feels like years now, and I had like an itinerary and a plan and the whole thing. That I feel like I need to finally get that trip
Yeah.
done because I've been thinking about it for so long. But I have so many places I still want to go, and so many places I've been that I would love to go back to, but I have to go to new places first.
Yeah, fair
What
enough.
about you?
What to Italy? There's no like I'm counting the days until I can go to a plane and go back to see my family. If I can, I'm gonna spend some time in Europe, but I would like to go to like Italy, France, Spain, and just spend the whole summer in Europe. Summer, the European summer for me is the most amazing season. There's like a beautiful energy there, and I really miss not being able to go this year. So I'm really looking forward to go
I
this summer, hopefully.
I can't wait until you can get to go again. Outside of Italy, what's the most favorite place you've ever been to?
I love Southeast Asia. I love South America.
Mm.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in India, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. I used to travel by myself. I love traveling by myself as well.
Yeah,
I rarely travel with people. And Brazil, I'm super excited to go back to Brazil.
yeah.
And I I haven't spent much time in Africa. I've been to Nigeria, crazy enough, but I don't know it very well. I've been to Iceland actually 2 Christmases, 2 winters ago. I was in Iceland and it was incredible. I loved it. And I was also in the Northern European countries, which I love during Christmas time.
Did you go, you said during the winter to Iceland?
Yeah, it was amazing. It wasn't that cold actually. Apparently, Iceland is actually not that cold, and Greenland is full of snow. So
Well, that's what they always say. I mean, Iceland still, from what I researched, gets cold, but it's more that there's less hours of daylight.
there is. So you have to just get your things scheduled
Done.
properly, but it wasn't even that bad. It was
Okay.
actually, it was beautiful.
I think that's what I kind of always wanted to do is go there during the winter, but I like the cold, so I'm okay with it even if it's
Oh,
cold.
you see, I would never pick like that was the first holiday that I did in a winter in a cold country. I
Yeah.
never, oh, let me plan a trip to the mountains or to the snow. Never. For me, the holiday,
Beach.
the beach, it needs
Yeah.
to be a good one. Otherwise, I don't even doesn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
And you love mountain stuff.
I do. I love green trees and snow and mountains and the beach. I mean, I love seeing the beach, but it's not my first go-to. I've
Wow.
always been more bundled up and like I mean, the Maldives was an exception. But that was also very humid heat, which I do like.
Yeah.
So, because
Oh yeah.
I burn so quickly.
Oh no, you're bianchina, bellina, bianca.
It makes it very hard to love being in the sun when you burn so fast. Does anyone else feel me on this?
I'm sorry.
Oh, someone said go to Switzerland. I am planning to go to Switzerland.
Yeah,
That
Switzerland.
was going to be second on the list, and Greece. So all the places people are
Oh,
saying. I was
oh,
going to do Iceland, Switzerland, Greece. What else did I want to do on the list? I want to do Scotland and Ireland.
Scottish accent is so fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I just remember something
Yes.
out of context. Context? Context.
What?
Context.
Wait. What was the sentence?
And okay, so I just gave it up. Sorry. And Station 19 started airing on in Italy now, so it's finally started airing 2 Tuesdays ago. So now Italian fans can watch us. I know
From day one, like it just started airing the first episode of season one.
sorry, the first 3 seasons have already started in the previous years, but
Oh,
season 4 just started now
okay.
days ago. So I wanted to just mention that and be like, and what nothing really. Say ciao to the Italian fans. Ciao, Italian.
Ah, and I hope they love season 4 so far.
I hope that too.
That's so exciting. I always wish that it could all just air at the same time everywhere in the
Oh,
world. It doesn't work that way.
same.
But,
Same.
so wait, did you mention where you wanted to go? Your favorite places you mentioned, and you've mentioned the first place you want to go to after quarantine. Do you have a first place you want to go to besides Italy? Like, is there a place you've been dying to go to that isn't somewhere you've been before? I mean, it sounds like you've been a lot of places.
I no, right now, literally, my mouth is like monofocus. Okay, something's going on with my hair. Sorry.
Your hair looks stunning. Stop. Just stop.
Eh,
Stop. I wish I could make mine look like that when I did this. Doesn't work.
I
Okay.
think I no, I right now Italy is all I think about. I want pizza and pasta and family and friends and
Aww.
dai, vabbè, all the humor and all the stuff that I miss it so much. I love the US, but I'm sick of it right
Anything.
now. Very much.
Um, so yeah. And have you explored a lot of the United States outside of,
I
California?
Before moving to the United States, I did explore the East Coast.
Yeah.
Right. I just blew my mind how big this country is. And there's like, I remember laughing at the fact that there's areas where there is a house and then there is 2 miles of nothing and then another house. And I'm like, okay, I think I will go psycho if I lived here because there is nobody around. Like,
And that's what I love. I'm like,
my
please give
God.
me 100 acres of like land with a house and a bunch of animals, and I can't see my neighbor.
I will go crazy. I need people. I need to be like, buongiorno, come sta, signora Gina? Papà, it's all this stuff.
It's such a different, but do you feel like you do that in LA? Because I think the issue is like in LA, people don't do that. Like there isn't that camaraderie when you go outside.
My street, I'm like, hello, I nod and stuff. Especially now, there were like not very many people in the street with the mask. I feel like
Yeah.
before I smile at people, and now they don't see that anymore. So I kind of say hi, but I'm like, we're walking in the same street, so why not just say
And
hi?
do they like, are they blah, blah,
Some do,
blah.
some blah, blah, blah.
English is my first language, I swear.
Fine. Nobody needs to know about it.
Do they reciprocate? Like, are they waving back and saying hi? Do they know
Um,
you? And
yeah, it depends.
okay,
Usually, like older ladies are very excited
okay.
to see me wave, and guys get a little bit like, okay.
I just feel like that's something that you definitely see in other countries, but in the United States, it's not as, well, I shouldn't say it's not as common. You go to small towns and it's common. Like even you go
Yeah,
out into like the smaller farming communities outside of LA and people, nod and put their hand up when they drive by. They know everyone's name in the town. Like it is exists, but it just doesn't exist in the big cities, it feels like here,
yeah.
which is sad.
I know.
I wish it did. But you should, you need to go to national parks because I have to say, like, something I did discover during the quarantine. Obviously, everyone knew I went on the RV trip after I was losing my mind in quarantine. But going to all the national parks and seeing how beautiful it is here too has been such a gift that I've kind of forced me to do this year because I wasn't able to go overseas.
Right, exactly. No, the national parks are beautiful. I remember seeing the Grand Canyon for the first time and crying because I was so blown away by how big it was. Again, everything is so big and it's a natural, um, it's like, it's not man-made and
Yeah.
it's and that nature did that and it was amazing. My sister was here. We went together and we both cried. Anything for TV commercials, we both cry, whatever. So it doesn't mean a lot that we cried, but we did.
Yes, it does. It means something. And I love that you're open with being able to just cry and like let it out.
Yeah.
I have surprisingly never been to the Grand Canyon yet. That's
No,
one place.
this last trip.
No, I didn't go.
Wow.
I keep out of it. Like I want to go rafting,
Uh-huh.
and I want to like camp and I want to like plan a full on trip. And I've always like put all this like energy and emphasis on like how I want to make it important. And I think I need to stop doing that. And I just need to go and what happens, happens.
Yeah,
I would love to raft it one of these days. What'd you say?
you can make it a short trip. You don't need like a big chunk of time. It's like relatively close to Los Angeles, so it's doable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I'm just making excuses. I don't know why.
Mustn't
Um,
do
do we want to ask the fans any places they want to go after? Are they interested in traveling? Oh, Belgium. Belgium's on there.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw Ciao Sicilia. Ciao Sicilia.
what's Jesse Julia?
Sister
What
So,
Chasachilia? This is gonna become one of those memes again of me trying to say Italian.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you.
Yes, you are, and it's fine. But I should just stop trying over the lives because then it
No,
becomes a
I love
thing.
that. Please keep trying. Please.
Embarrassing, so embarrassing.
No, no,
Um,
fine. Okay, I feel like maybe then give us your recommendation. The fans, we can ask them to give us their recommendation for something that they started doing in 2020 and they loved, or like a podcast or a book that helped them go through.
yeah, if there's anything, maybe you post a story if there's anything specific they want to recommend, like a book or a podcast or something. But if there's something on here too that you guys, is there any questions you guys want to ask right now in the comments that about pertaining to, I was really worried about the mental health that came through a lot. Like, is there anything you want us to cover or talk about with COVID or dealing with COVID or anything in that regard?
Yeah.
What? Did you freeze? Did I freeze?
I received a phone call and I was wondering what happens when you receive phone calls.
It just pauses you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Received favorite book. I always suggest this. Oh, my niece just popped up. Vittoria, ciao. Favorite book, To Be Magnetic. No, The Big Magic.
What's that?
The Big Magic is Elizabeth Gilbert's book, and it's
Ah,
a self-help artist book, but it's very good. It's a good read. It's also good to listen to. If you don't like reading, you can do it
audio.
book. And it's fun.
That's one thing I've gotten into. I have done now 3 audiobooks and I went with, sorry, I was trying to read the comments at the same time.
Yeah.
I went with, I've listened to Tina Fey's autobiography and audio.
Yeah.
I listened to Demi Moore's, and I just finished Goldie Hawn's, and now I've got, like in the list, I've got like Sally Field, Obama, and Matthew McConaughey are like the 3 next set. But I love it. It's so nice, and you get to hear it in their voice. Like, I think that's one thing with audiobooks that sometimes drives me crazy is the person narrating. But I love all their voices. So
Matthew McConaughey, I don't think I can hang on. I cannot listen to him for a whole.
Does it drive you crazy?
It drives me insane. His accent.
Is it the accent or like his
also
condescension?
It's like I can't do that. He's very attractive, but in small doses. I don't think I could do the whole 8 hours book with him.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna start it and see how it goes and kind of what insight. I also just love it because these are all artists, and we're artists, and so it's nice to kind of hear their trajectory, their stories. Yeah.
It's interesting because it makes you realize how there isn't one recipe that works for everybody. Everybody is different and everybody finds its own path to whatever they want to do. Mi potete salutare? Sono Sara da Bergamo. Sì.
There's some little random questions here too, or like, I shouldn't say random, like kind of on the outskirts. What is your favorite color? I'm curious. Someone just asked.
Somebody did, huh?
They did. What is your favorite color? I don't even know.
I don't think I know. Maybe I don't know.
You don't have to choose if you don't know it. That came up, and then someone else said, favorite singer.
A favorite is hard. It's like picking one amongst all the ones that are in the world is really hard. Did you watch the inauguration? Did you watch the inauguration?
I've seen clips of it. So I was listening to NPR this morning, and then we had to test. They had it on a screen on the base camp. So I was watching some of it. But I want to watch. I was hearing about the young poet who. Did you hear about it?
Watched her speech. Yeah, it sounds amazing.
I cannot wait to watch it. So I need to go back, and I'm sure it'll be on many channels, to rewatch it. So I need to sit down and actually watch it. I think there was just too much going on this morning to stop and sit down. But yeah.
Hey, actually, I just read a comment saying, talking about skincare. Actually, next week we're not. Next week
I'm doing makeup.
Next week, Danielle is doing makeup.
I'm not doing makeup. My makeup artist is doing makeup on me because I can only kind of do makeup.
And the following week, we're going to talk about skincare and about acne specifically because it's something that I've struggled and still struggle with. So, the next 2 weeks are going to be a little bit more structured. Today, we just wanted to talk about several different things. And I think that's it.
Yeah. And to make sure, Sorry, I'm reading the comments as we're talking. And to make sure we just covered, I think, those important topics, which was, or at least touched on COVID life and travel. And now we'll get into all the stuff you want to hear about, which is hair and makeup and fitness routines and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm so happy we got to do this again. And I'm glad we've started We Chat Wednesdays. And I hope it's a little escape for everybody
Yeah.
during all of this, that they can kind of tune in, especially since, again, we started this too because the show's not on the air. And we're like, how do we, how do we give back to the fans that are supporting the show when it's not on the air? So we hope this gives a little bit, but definitely I've been hearing some amazing recommendations of books. So if you want to post that story, they can submit them to that, because I can't keep track on the
comments of the live. They can add it in the comments of the live so we can scroll through them and take all the notes.
Well, no, we can't. We won't get these comments when we're done.
No, but if they can read, because a lot of them
Yes.
aren't suggesting anything, but if you suggested something specific, maybe if you can comment below so they stay there and we can go back and reference.
They won't stay there though.
In general?
No.
I thought, okay, never mind that.
No, that's why I'm saying do a story, and then you guys will submit them to the story.
Okay.
Like in a box or something, and then we can, I would love to go read some more, or if anyone's got definitely audiobooks, I'm kind of a huge fan of, as I said. But yeah, submit them there, because somebody had some great recommendations. I saw it up there, what's that word? Something meditation.
Transcendent?
Yeah. Anyways, it's on here. Please submit it to the box, because I would be really interested in that. Anyways, I'm rambling. I do this.
That's it. Have a great rest of your week. Big hug. Ciao, Bella.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments.
That's it. We're out. We're out. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye, everyone. I'm so happy to talk to you this Wednesday. I'll see you next Wednesday.
Ciao.
Bye, Bella.
Ciao.
Ciao.